This is music, and this is a bunch of CDs that I listened to in the first half of January. Welcome to another What's Been Spinning type of video in which I show you some of the CDs that I have been listening to. The idea is not to document everything that I listen to, because I've listened to much more than what I'm going to show you, but just to recommend some good music, basically, that I think some of my viewers might be interested in. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm also going to, towards the end of the video, I'm going to make a small channel update kind of thing. But first, let's have a look at the CDs. Up first is Agnostic Front's Warriors. This is very metallic, hardcore punk. Agnostic Front is a very influential New York hardcore band. And this album is great. It has some great thrashy riffage. It has some great hardcore riffage. Some great old school hardcore breakdowns. Absolutely good stuff. There's not a weak song on this album, in my opinion. The vocals might be an acquired taste, but I really like, I think his name is Roger Miret. I really like his way of singing. It's very unique and it's very expressive. If you like thrash metal, if you like hardcore punk, if you like crossover, check out this one, Warriors by Agnostic Front. Up next is a compilation, the Allagash Encounters by Allagash. This is melodic thrash metal, maybe even bordering on power thrash, with vocals that are not your typical power thrash vocals, because they're typically kind of like Steve Grimmthurs, Joey Belladonna kind of singing, you know, that sort of style. These are a bit more gruff, I would say. There is a lot of melody here. It's melodic thrash metal with traditional heavy metal elements for sure. Maybe it's power thrash. There's also an interesting Motorhead influence. And the lyrics, the lyrical themes are UFO-based conspiracy theories and UFO abductions and things like that. This is actually, I really enjoy listening to the music on this one. So give it a chance if you like melodic thrash metal. Up next is Anguish, Symmetry. This is, I would say, progressive power metal. It's a bit heavy on the keyboards. Some people might find it a bit cheesy. There's a very epic feel to it. Personally, I find it quite enjoyable. It's not an album I listen to that often, but every now and then, you know, I feel like listening to it. So, you know, if you like your progressive power metal, check out Anguish. Up next, we have 4 albums by the same band, Anubis Gate, Danish progressive metal. So there's this one here, Purification. That's the debut. And then there's a Perfect Forever. I almost said a Better Tomorrow. A Perfect Forever. And these two are fronted by Torben Askholm, who was in Rigid Domain. He sang on some of the first demos. His singing style is less dramatic and theatrical than back in the Rigid Domain days, but you can still hear that it's him. And then there is this one here, Andromeda Unchained, and The Detached. And both of these have none other than Jakob Hansen on vocals from Invocator. And on these two, he certainly shows to us that he can actually do very, very, very good, clean singing. So that's good stuff. Progressive metal. And what's interesting is that, you know, you can hear the band become more and more progressive. You know, from the first one here, you got some progressive leanings, but, you know, it's not that much. And here it's all out progressive metal, more in the sense of, I would say, Queensryche than, say, Dream Theater. So it's very accessible. The guitar tone is very heavy on all of these albums. There are some great guitar melodies, and overall, you know, if you like kind of like heavy progressive metal, which is still quite accessible and not super technical, I would check out Anubis Gate. These two are a bit darker, I would say, just have a darker feel to them. And these two are a bit more up tempo. There's more sort of like power metal elements, I would say, on these. But really good stuff, you know. Check out Anubis Gate if you're interested in power metal. And up next we have 4 releases again by the same band. This time it's Band-Maid. So you have this one here, Brand New Made. And then you have Just Bring It. And World Domination. And Conqueror. And I would say that this is hard rock, Japanese hard rock, and very groovy, very melodic, some great vocal melodies. And Band-Maid is probably one of the bands that I've listened to the most in 2020 and in 2021, because it's very upbeat. It has a very feel-good feel to it, and I enjoy listening to it. So Band-Maid, great stuff. Now to something completely different. The Sexy Beard Squad with Reanimated. That's their the name of this release. This is an EP, and we're dealing with death doom metal. And what's interesting about this one here is, in addition to the music being absolutely brilliant, is that it's recorded live in the studio, so it has this live dynamic to it, which makes it just more interesting. It contains or features 3 tracks, all of which are older tracks. The 2 first ones, Cast Down for the Burning and Got the Priest, are from a 2010 EP called Got the Priest. And the last one, Domain of Despair, is from a 2011 unreleased demo. And they are re-recorded here, right? Live in the studio. And we're dealing with death doom. I might be wrong, but I feel like I sense a bit of an influence from the first My Dying Bride album. But it's really good. Some great heavy riffs, and actually surprisingly old school doom metal feel to a lot of the riffs as well, which I really enjoy. The vocals are guttural, and he really draws out the syllables, so it becomes almost kind of atmospheric. The vocals become part of the instrumentation almost. So I mean, if you like death doom, and if you appreciate old school doom metal as well, I mean, there's no clean singing, but some of the riffage is, in my opinion, old school. Do yourself a favor and check out Sexy Beard Squad's Reanimated. This is really good stuff. And now again to something completely different again. Touchstone, female-fronted progressive rock with some hard rock elements. This is very good, very melodic, very sophisticated, because it's progressive rock. It has a slight metallic feel to it, lots of melody. It's female fronted. As far as I know, the singer, and I think her name is Kim Savoir, ended up having severe health issues, so the band disbanded. But a couple of years ago, I checked up on the band, and it seems that she's doing okay now, and she has a solo career going, also doing progressive rock, so that's great. But that's Touchstone, really tasty, modern progressive rock. So check out Touchstone if you're interested in that. So that's what I've been listening to. So the channel update. This channel has reached 100 subscribers, a bit more than 100 subscribers now, which is absolutely great. I am grateful to everyone who has watched my videos. I'm grateful to everyone who has commented. For the other VC content creators that have really supported this channel. And of course, everyone who has subscribed. That's really mind-blowing that more than 100 people are interested in hearing a weird dude talk about music. So thanks to everyone for supporting this channel. I really appreciate it. And the other part of the channel update is that I am going to make a series of videos in which I go through my these CDs that I have with Band-Maid and also the digital releases I have with Band-Maid, because as I mentioned, it's a band I listen to quite a lot, so I figure I wanted to show them a bit of support by covering their releases on this channel. Again, thanks to everyone for subscribing to this channel, and thanks for watching.